Hello everybody, back here again for our vlog a day. Today is Thursday the 23rd, and today was a lovely, beautiful day to be alive. Got up this morning, fairly decent time frame. Got up and around, got my banana and my bottle of water, and headed out to the hot tub, soak on. Wife got up and around, she got off to work, everything went smooth there. Basically just chilling out, got a couple things done afterwards, and waiting for the insulation guys to come spray foam my building, and everything was going nice and easy there. Finally the guys showed up and basically had as he was setting up, asked him to kind of explain the equipment to me, because I love learning about really cool stuff and all the different techniques and whatnot, and talked about how much it costs to own a rig that does the spray foaming and all that kind of work. And we discussed it. He said he built out his own rig. We talked about buying a pre-made rig and how a lot of times the equipment they use in the pre-made rigs are lower quality equipment, and then you end up replacing a lot of it anyway, so because it breaks sooner than it should. And how he built it out himself. He bought the trailer, fully equipped it, all that good fun stuff. So it was kind of cool in that whole process of how that broke down, and chatting with him, and they were getting all ready and taping the thing off and basically put plastic down on the floor and stuff. They don't coat my floor and spray foam, and wrapped up my doors, taped up my doors and stuff, which did suck for them, because once they tape over the doors, then they lose their airflow, which does really suck, but it is what it is. So they know what they're getting into, and they've planned for that whole process. But I do feel bad for them, because it would be a lot easier if they could have, like, I don't know, left the doors open while they spray foamed and all that good fun stuff. But I think they could have, if they'd wanted to, they probably could have done the back and the front wall first, and then basically popped the doors back open and done the rest of the building, and it wouldn't have been as bad. But hey, they're the ones doing it, and they're okay with it, so I'm not going to be, tell them how to do their job. I just know if it was me doing the job, I would try and keep my airflow, or I would at least have a big ass fan. Especially in my shop had two doors. They could have put a big fan blowing in, one stuck on the other side, and had a cross draft across there, and made their life a lot less miserable, I guess is the best way to put it. So, but hey, they're happy with it, I'm happy with it, it's good to go. So guys got there, they were out there working for quite a while. They got about, I don't know, at 9 a.m. I think they showed up, and we're still working at, I don't know, about 4:30 I think they got wrapped up. So, but yeah, we were shooting the whole thing, explained to what they kind of wanted and all the good. They had to come back in if they got it all done. While they're in the process of shooting it, asked the guy, I said, hey, I've got an ice bath tub, how much extra would you charge me to spray the sides of that for me to get insulation there, so I could basically not put so much ice in, save me a bunch of money. Then once I start running my chiller on it, it'll be even that much cheaper to keep it cold. I don't want to waste much electricity once I get it set up. Probably going to set it up in the garage. Once the garage is built, I'll get the ice chiller in there and make my life a little easier there too. And he's like, yeah, I won't charge nothing, just bring it over and I'll shoot it. I think he kind of wanted to see, how it would take to that. He'd never done one before either. So went and grabbed it real quick. Luckily I had it drained, so it was quick and easy. He shot it real quick and put more foam on it than I'd planned on him putting on it, but it is what it is. The way I had it set up, it was going to be a little easier for him, but he made it more work for himself. It wasn't a big deal, but in the process of moving around and trying to spray and get so much stuff covered, he ended up covering my drain hose, which I kind of thought was going to happen. So they're going to go back in and cut it all off with a knife and that, which won't be a big deal, and I'll probably just replace that. But most likely what I think I'm going to do, which I kind of thought might be a possibility, I'll just use the pump to pump it dry each time when I want to clean it out, instead of having the drain. I'll just take it. But there's also a second drain on the bottom for, like, you can't hook to a hose though. So what I might do, if I do set it up outside, I will just build my foam base for it and leave a little channel out of there, so like put a little gutter that drains the water away from it. So I might do that, but that's really not that big a concern. I said I can just hook it up to my pump, hook a hose up to it, pump it out of the garage, and be done there too. So, but he did get a lot of overspray inside the tub, which I don't think there's any way of getting that off, but I'm fine with it. It's not like chemical, it's not damaging your body, nothing. I was gonna have some exfoliation when I leaning at the back, so everything's all good to go. But got that done, got some really cool videos of it, really cool videos on spraying other stuff and all that as well. So hopefully I can get those put up the next few days. I'll get them stuck up on YouTube for you guys as well. You can see how it's going. But yeah, that took basically the whole day, off and on. There was different times that holler at me to come out and check on stuff to see if I was happy with this or that, or if I wanted to hear more there and whatnot. So once we got it done, they asked me if I wanted me to leave the doors taped up, these Lucas and whatnot, because I knew I was going to paint and hang panel in there. And I was like, yeah, go ahead and leave them taped up. Then I realized it's in there, they're like doing other work. It was like so hot, and there was just a lot of the residue in the air left, and as they're doing more work, I'm like, no, dude, just take the door down. Like, take the plastic out of the doors, it's fine. I'll retape around now if I need to, but you guys need air in here. So they were like, oh, I appreciate it. So they went ahead and pulled the plastic off the doors real quick, popped the doors open, so they had a lot better airflow, and it cleaned out the air, you know, in like 5 minutes. It was perfectly fine there. So much more pleasant for them to work in there, and it was kind of cool. So once they left, I just shut the doors up and realized there's a little bit of light feed from the edge of the doors, or it's not, the seals are good, but they're not perfect, and it's all fine, which is great because I just realized how dark it is in that thing without the ridge vents and without the light shining through the sides of the door panels and the sides of the wall panels, because it's just, you know, the metal. It's not an airtight building when it's built. So, but now it's an airtight building, so it's kind of cool. So I was pretty excited about that. It was pretty, you know, pretty cool. So went ahead and kept my trees watered, did a few little things today, messing with that and dealing with them, and tipped the guys out with some cigars and some whiskey, actually some tequila, but asked them what they drank, and they said they drank tequila. So give them a nice big bottle of tequila and a few cigars as a little thank you tip. And manager, I guess, a little crew manager came by. He said something about putting a check, give it to the crew, to the regular workers. And I'm like, well, I don't have a check. I was planning on paying you guys cash. So, can I still give them cash? And they're like, well, give it to the supervisor, the lead, whatever, not the actual guys doing the work, which is always that little bit like, okay, whatever. So went ahead, the dude stopped by, we talked to him for a little bit. He noticed one of the motorcycles I have in the garage that I haven't done anything with. My plan is to actually pull the motor apart in, well, pull the motorcycle together, but pull the bike apart and use the motor in the go-kart type setup. I don't plan on actually riding the motorcycle itself. So I wanted it to make a dune buggy type thing or something at some point. So he was liking the bike and was actually talking about wanting one. I told him what I paid for it, and it kind of shocked him. It was like, holy crap, that's like crazy cheap. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, if you want to keep it as a bike, I'd rather see the bike survive. There's only like 400 or 500 of them of this livery in America. So if you're willing to keep it as a motorcycle, I'll sell it to you, you know, dirt cheap, just to keep it as a motorcycle and not cut it apart into a go-kart. So he was like, think about it and let me know, and we'll see what happens there. So who knows? And then while I was paying him the cash, he had the office, he counted up the cash, and it was right. Had the office send me a paid invoice, which is fine. Didn't look at it, didn't really open it, so I said I had zero left, so I was fine with it. And then I went, got my run in, came back from a run, and pulled the invoice, and it said I only paid them $1,700. They sent me an invoice for the wrong job, and so I reached out to the owner of the company that I've been talking to earlier, and said, hey, you guys sent me the wrong paid off invoice, and I need the one that says I paid the $5,325, not the $1,700 that you said I paid. And he goes, oh, that makes sense, that couldn't happen. I'm like, well, it did happen, I have one here, so let's just get it fixed. And he goes, well, probably tomorrow before I get it fixed. And I said, not a problem, it's all good, I just need it for my taxes and stuff, you know, for what the building cost me and if I had to replace it and all that good stuff. So that worked out. Wife got home, and after my run, she was already home, so I asked her, I said, hey, come out here and look at this real quick. I want to show you something in the garage. So she comes in, I shut the door, and she goes, what am I looking at? I go, absolutely nothing. That's what I'm showing you. Like, look how dark this building is right now. There's zero light wash in here at all. And she was pretty impressed with that. So, and I'd also had started a sous vide my steaks. Had a couple of ribeyes that I pulled out of the freezer the other day because she wanted, we had some cream of spinach that she bought at Costco and she wanted to make. So I wanted steaks with that, and I said, not a problem. So I set the steaks in the sous vide, get the, how are you guys doing today? Find out how long the cream of spinach takes, and she figured it out. I said, go ahead and start that. I'm gonna jump in the shower, and then basically when you have to uncover it at one point, put it back in the oven and whatnot. So, you know, finish cooking. And I said, when you get uncovered, let me know. That'll give me enough time to knock the steaks out in the pan. So it was good to go there, and got out of the shower. She got the uncovered, stuck it back in the oven, and then I went ahead and melted up some bacon grease and a little bit of butter, and got the pan super hot, and put a nice char sear on the outside edges of my two big ass ribeyes that I had there, and have them cut as thick as I can. They're like 1.25 inches, 1.5 inches thick. They're super thick. It's just the way I want my ribeyes. I get less ribeyes. I cut them 3/4 inch thick. I would have had 4 instead of 2. But I'd much rather have 2 really good ribeyes than 4 thin ribeyes. That's why I want all my meat as thick as I can possibly get it. So keeps the inside from overcooking while you put a nice deep char on the outside. So much better flavor that way. So I went ahead and had that. The spinach turned out all right. I wasn't really impressed. I remember thinking it was really expensive when she bought it for what it was, and I don't think it'll be back on our list to buy again. I think I could have done it myself a lot cheaper and probably had a better meal. But I just made it by himself, but it is what it is. So yeah, knocked out the steak. She had enough left over her ribeye to take for lunch tomorrow. And the rest of the spinach, to give you an idea how bad it was. It's like, hey, I have some for tomorrow for lunch, but unless you want this, I'm gonna throw it out. I'm gonna throw it out. So that gives you an idea of how much we overpaid for that damn spinach that was pre-made at Costco. So it is what it is. But yeah, it's all good. Got done there, had a wonderful steak. God damn, it was so good. You don't realize how good just a well-made steak is until you eat it. And I got a whole freezer full of meat, so I'm kind of rolling through stuff slowly. It's kind of nice to have. I'm not worried about how much I paid for it. I think this stuff was under $3 a pound. I think it was. I got it all figured out. It was like $2.89 or $2.79 a pound or something for the whole cow. So adds up quickly, but you can't beat it when you're eating free steak this time of year. Now, when I spent all that money and had to drive all the way to Iowa and pick it up and bring my freezer home and all that stuff, it seems like a lot more work than what it was worth. But days like today, it makes you think, damn, I made the right decision. So definitely was a happy day there. So we got done with watching an episode of Shameless and headed outside to enjoy absolutely gorgeous evening, and have myself a nice little cigar and watch the stars basically roll by. Had the lights off and watched a little bit of YouTube and that, and just enjoyed the gorgeous evening. So anyway, that's all I got for right now. I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Have yourself a safe, wonderful day. Thanks for watching.